Today is January 14th, 2026, and today has been a bit weird. Of course, my days are always a little weird, a little messed up, but it was kind of just weird today. Now, that does not mean necessarily that it was a good day. I do struggle with what I consider depressive episodes. They typically last a couple days. For me personally, this one has gone on for a lot longer, which means I'm a lot more tired and I'm a lot more on edge, which typically means I'm a lot more annoyed and a lot snappier. So I'll snap at people easier and that kind of stuff, which obviously is not really a good thing to do, right? If there's one thing that I know for a fact in my life, and I don't know many, it's that you should always be kind to others and you don't take your anger out on people, right? But with life in general, it's hard to remember that, especially for me, but it's even harder to put it into practice. So instead of talking about every single thing that has annoyed me today, I'm going to talk about the weird things that happened today. First off, it is a day where I get to go to class, and it's only the first week of class, so obviously I don't have the best judge of what this class is, and the syllabus is very confusing in and of itself. But class was very weird today. We spent the first half of it decorating rubber ducks, and then the second half saying what does and does not help you in college, which I actually thought was interesting because he brought up a good point. He brought up that out of every group that did this, out of every single year that he's done it, which apparently is longer than I've been alive. Crazy. He's weird, but anyone who put something that you need this to be good at college, no one has put intelligent, because you don't have to be smart to go to college. And I thought that was kind of interesting because he's not wrong. Because in the same way that you don't have to be smart to go to school, you don't have to be smart to go to college. You just have to be good at learning. And those are two very different things. So that was something that was interesting. I also got to keep my duck. I'm not showing it. Protect his privacy. Got to protect the duck's privacy. Also because it's behind the camera. I don't want to reach back there right now. So overall, that was a bit weird. Bit of a weird class. I don't know why he does this, why he makes weird classes, but whatever. It's his opinion. It's what he does. It's his class. The problems that I had started when I got home. Now, when I got home, I was already a little irritated because I was told we would not be going to midweek groups, which kind of bummed me out because that's where I get the majority of my socialization. If we don't go to midweek, I don't talk to people outside of those I'm related to, ever. Right? And so we didn't go. And then after I got home, I got an email from my college saying, hey, you know that document that you sent in about a test result? Yes, that's actually not a valid paper. We need more information. And I knew that was a possibility that would happen, so I'm not surprised about that. I am surprised it took them a week and a half to get back to me about that, so that was a little rude. So I called my previous college, in which they were using a robot instead of just me calling and a human being like, hello, what do you need? So that was questionable. But the biggest problem with that is the phone call. I hate phone calls. I hate phone calls so much because it freaks me out because it's you're talking face to face with someone, but you can't see their face to see how they're reacting to what you're saying. And I'm a person who's really, really bad at talking to people, right? The only reason why I'm comfortable with this and why I'm emoting is because I can see my face. Anytime that you see me looking right where I am, I'm looking myself dead in the face to make sure that my face doesn't look too weird. That is it. So the idea that I have to call someone, can't see their face, I'm hyping myself up to call someone where I can't see their face, and all of a sudden, you're met with a robot. It freaked me out a little bit. I'm like, it's fine, everything's fine, right? I have to press the button. I didn't know what button to press. I had no idea. So I did end up just hanging up and then calling it with my mom because I was scared. But progress, right? Because I still called them the first time by myself, which is improvement. Yeah. So day was weird. We got it figured out. Hopefully. Who knows? I don't know, man. This college is weird. I'm very confused by it all the time, but I don't know. What's life if not a bit confusing, you know? I'm sure it'll make sense later, or I'll just go off into the sunset all confused and everything. Not the first time I've done that. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Right? So I don't know what else to say really. That was my day. I'm trying to make it into like a philosophical point of oh, be good, trust what's around you, but I don't know how to do that. So that was my day. It was weird, very confusing, but maybe I'll ask questions next time. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Bye bye.